Hi Libra, welcome to Sweet Tea Astrology and Tarot. My name is Erica. Welcome to the channel. I'm so glad you found me. This is your mid-January 2017 Tarot and Oracle video scope. I intend on pulling 6 cards from the Tarot deck and an Oracle card from 2 separate decks. One from the Sage Goddess Gemstone Oracle deck. I love this deck. And the second will be from the Divine Circus Oracle deck. This is a new deck. I got it for Christmas and also to celebrate my 3,500th subscriber. So, I wanted to share those with you. The Divine Circus Oracle is by Elena Fairchild. So, Libra, let's go ahead and shuffle. I want to take this time as well to remind you that this is a general reading for my Libra viewers and friends. So what that means is that if this reading isn't resonant for you, then I invite you to check your moon or rising sign placements. You can find that in your natal chart. And like I've said in previous videos, if you don't know where those placements are, you can email me at sweetteaastro@gmail.com. A copy of your birth chart, and I will tell you where your moon and rising placements are, because I feel like those are things that everyone needs to know about themselves. And, I mean, you're more than just a Libra. You've got a piece of the zodiac in you. Everybody does. We all have those 12 houses. Some of your houses have planets, some of them don't. Some of them will have asteroids, some of them won't. And then the aspects between those planetary bodies, those heavenly bodies, that's the recipe that makes you you. Zoe just woke up from a nap and decided she wanted to come right over here next to me and scratch her little head, so let me cut for you. Okay, the bottom card is going to represent the underlying theme or the overarching energy, depending on where you live on the planet. Depending on how you see fit. Sorry, I'm distracted by my dog right now. The underlying energy or the overarching theme, depending on how you see it. There we go. Mercury retrograde. Thanks. Alright. The first card, or the top card, represents you or the present situation at hand. The second card represents the past, or the past situations. The third represents the possible obstacles in your path. The fourth represents the possible help along the way. And the fifth card represents the possible outcomes of the energy at play. Now from the Sage Goddess Gemstone Oracle deck for my lovely Libras for mid-month January 2017. Okay. That one wanted to pop out too. You get a little bit of lagniappe. And for my new viewers, hi new viewers by the way. I'm really bad about that, but I'm so excited. Okay. Lagniappe means a little something extra in Louisiana. So, and that's where I'm from, or that's where I claim to be from. I was born in West Germany in 1980, but I've lived in Louisiana longer than anywhere else, so it is my adopted home state. What I love about this Divine Circus Oracle is that in the guidebook there are healing actions and also affirmations that go along with each card, and I've been doing my best to while doing the tarot math, peek into the guidebook and look at either the healing actions or the affirmation to share that with y'all. cut. Alright, top card. Now what I'm going to do is hit the pause button really quick, flip these cards over, do the tarot math, and I'll be right back with your story. Libra, hang tight, y'all. Hey Libra, I'm back with your cards, so let's get started. The underlying theme or overarching energy for this spread is the Seven of Swords. The Seven represents the Libra-ruled house of partnerships and relationships and how you identify with others through your interactions with those people on a day-to-day basis, those interpersonal relationships, if you will. Sorry. I'm fighting a cold. The seventh house also covers counseling and open enemies. Open enemies are someone you would have an open beef with, but also someone who you would testify against in open court against. Possibly, this is how I see the seventh house sometimes, is arguing online with people that other people can see and consume and be a part of and digest like you would in real time. The swords represent air sign energy. The air signs are Gemini, you, Libra, and Aquarius. This card in itself is like sneaking away like a thief in the night. This is while all of the other townspeople are distracted with some celebration or something to be done. This individual has tiptoed in and taken away all of their swords, all of their defenses. It's also known as a card of deceit, possible theft, possible lying, or misrepresentation of the truth. This is being sneaky and trying to get away with it. This may not be you. This may be someone around you. But the fact that it's the number 7 and that it's got the swords with it, it's a very, very real indicator that this is going to involve a lot of Libras. And it's playing out in your house of partnerships. It may involve an Aries, and I say that because of the red hat, and only because of the red hat. Whenever I see that sort of symbology, red for me represents fire, and anything on the head, red, would make me think Aries, because Aries rules the head. The card that represents you or the present energy around you is the Queen of Cups. The Queen of Cups is a highly intuitive or empathic, mature, feminine energy. Water signs are indicative of the cups. The water signs are Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. You may be dealing with someone of the sun, moon, or rising variety in that area that may be a focus to you. The only other thing that I could think of that this card would signify or classify as would be a signature of the full moon being in Cancer. And that is in your 10th house. That's the house of your status, career, your reputation. It also deals with authorities and your destiny. I feel like it may be a signifier of the moon because of the next card following it as well. But if this is an individual, they're mature, they're emotionally intelligent, and they're empathic, they're intuitive, possibly psychic. And if not that they're deeply sensitive and they're in their feels and prone to being an escapist as well. The card that represents the past is, oh, Lord have mercy, could feel like things are kind of out of your hands or falling out of your hands, or things are needing to be juggled. This is the 18th card of the Major Arcana, the Moon card. And like I said, I felt like the Queen of Cups was kind of a strong indicator towards that. The Moon is the 18th card of the Major Arcana. 1 plus 8 is 9, and that speaks to the Sagittarius ruled house. Pardon me. It's your worldview expanded through study or travel. So it's higher education, long-distance trips. It's the study of foreign languages, religion, philosophy, astrology, political matters, legal system matters. It governs foreign people, foreign places, and foreign things. That's the 9th house. The Moon represents, as a major arcana, the Moon is symbolic of the zodiac sign of Pisces. and that's a compassionate sign. We've got Venus moving into Pisces, and that's your 6th house. That's occurring at the very beginning of the month, and that is the house of work and health, and it's also the house of your daily to-do list or your daily agenda, your daily minutia. I see the moon as representative of Cancer because the moon is the ruling luminary of Cancer, and we are having that full moon in Cancer. So, that Cancerian full moon is occurring on the 12th or 13th of January, depending on where you live on the planet. Once again, occurring in that 10th house that's ruled by Capricorn, and it's the house of your status, career, your reputation, dealing with authorities, and your destiny. Your status and your your status is something that can be changed on Facebook, be it your relationship status or your actual title status, like going from Mr. Jones to Dr. Jones, or going from in a relationship to it's complicated. I feel like this moon is going to be highlighting something that has occurred in the past and is probably going to be illuminated now, is what it's looking like through the spread. The obstacle here in the situation is the 5 of Swords. The 5 of Swords, the 5 represents the Leo ruled house, and I just did the Leo video and this card showed up for it, so there may be Leos that are playing out in your world, or you may have some Leo in you, Libra. But the 5 represents the Leo ruled house of the creative spark and where the artist lives. It's where romance is born and where babies are made. I like to think of the 5th house as the house that has your fingerprints and DNA all over it because it's where you have the most skin in the game. It's the house of your creations and your creative ability. It's the house of your children. It's the house of your social circles, your social spheres, and how you seek your pleasure in those areas. It really is kind of like the fun house. It's where you go to blow off steam and have fun. The swords represent air sign energy once again. That can be Gemini, you Libra, or Aquarius. It can be their sun, their moon, or their rising sign. Really just depends. The silver clouds in the background indicate that there is silver lining in the obstacle, and you do have the tools in your hands apparent to dig for the silver lining, but it's going to take your work. It's not just going to fall out of the sky and land in your lap. It's not going to be Chicken Little and hit you upside the head. This is the Hall of Victory card. It could be that you are in a situation where it's like pick your battles. It's like, do you really have to be right about who was in that movie? In a year, is it really going to matter who won this argument? That kind of thing. The help in the situation is the Page of Swords. And the Page of Swords is a younger energy. Notice the clouds around his head. We are still in a Mercury retrograde influence. Mercury will be clearing its shadow by the very end of the month. So up until the end of the month, we're going to still be foggy on issues around communication and making sure that we're being clearly heard and clearly understood. It could be a situation that comes about with miscommunication, especially in the area of career or your status. That status is important. People just use, or I don't say people, like the 10th house is, I like to think of the 10th house as, I parlay it into a quote that William Shakespeare said, all the world is a stage. I see the 10th house as the stage that you approach the world on, and it's how the world knows you. Well, the world knows you by your titles, by your statuses, and the statuses can include your relationship status. It could be that there is some arguing or disagreement, but like I said, once again, notice the clouds around his head. It's like things are foggy, things aren't clear, and he's not balanced. He's not got both feet fully on the ground either. someone could be getting carried away, or you may be getting carried away. Another interesting note that I really can't show y'all from the perspective right now, but all of the character cards except for this individual right here, all of the other personified heads are turning towards the moon and turning towards the past. That's why it feels like it's something that may be coming out of the past, or something like that. It's like the full moon is going to be shining light on all of this. Everybody's looking towards that moon. The outcome, the possible outcome of the situation is the Seven of Pentacles. And this is your second 7 of the spread, and that speaks to the house that you rule on the zodiac chart, Libra. That's the house of your partnerships and your relationships and how you identify who you are through those relationships with others. It also deals with counseling and open enemies. The Pentacles represent money, resources, anything you would expend on another living thing or situation that is close to you. Money, resources at hand, energy, time, love, devotion. The Pentacles also can represent health. Health is a resource as well. Without our health, we could do nothing else. The Pentacles represent earth sign energy, and the earth signs are Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. We started out the month with the sun in Capricorn, where the focus was very much on money, resources, and getting things done. It's the businessmen of the zodiac, if you will, those Capricorns. Sorry. This card is a card of waiting for harvest, and he's only had one yield. All of these others are still on the vine. They're not ready to be harvested yet. So it's like you're reassessing, you're tending to, but paying attention to the growth, the work that you've done. Looks like you're just standing around waiting, or feeling like you're just kind of standing around waiting, wondering what's going to happen. And it's interesting, this is the card that's in the outcome, and this was the underlying theme or the overarching energy. You see how the focus is right here, and so this can be taken. He's not even paying attention to what's going on over here. That's, all of the other characters are facing this way. So whatever's going on right here can happen where no one else is able to see it. It's like everybody else is distracted. That can be in your situation, or in the work situation, or in the relationship. It really just depends on your personal, aspects in your chart and that sort of thing, because this is a general reading. But it's, that full moon's is gonna expose some stuff. It's gonna expose some stuff, and it may be for the good. It doesn't necessarily have to be for the bad, but this has peppered it with a negative tinge, I have to say. I get trepidatious when I see this guy because he's sneaky. So this could be you, or this could be somebody around you, Libra. Stay in your integrity. I did the math on this spread, Libra, and it totaled up to be 27. 2 plus 7 is 9, and that's that house that's ruled by Sagittarius. Long-distance trips, adventures in questing, higher education, religion, philosophy, astrology, legal system matters, political matters, foreign people, foreign places, and foreign things. You don't have any 9th house energy necessarily playing out for you. in the astrology, but that doesn't mean that you won't be feeling it somehow in that house, in the 9th house, because that's where the numerology is leading. You also may want to check your rising and moon sign videos for any additional messages that may help clarify what this situation is. Now, you had 2 cards. The one that flew out of the deck was the Firegate card, and it deals with vitality, creativity, and protection. It can help heal and amplify the vibrations of the sacral chakra and the root chakra. Firegate stimulates creativity, it brings fiery courage and persistence, and it lights the fires of sexuality. It fills you with a zest for living. You have pulled this card because you are in need of more in-the-body life force energy to help you through your journey on this earth. So meditate with Firegate for a boost in your passion, drive, and vitality. And the second card, your Lanyap card, is the Epidote card. Epidite, E-P-I-D-O-T-E. It deals with manifestation, grounding, abundance, and magnification. Epidote is a grounding and protective stone that activates and manifests more of what you already have. It's also known as the wish-granting stone because of its power to draw prosperity and abundance in so many forms. You've pulled this card because there is a specific wish in your heart and a need to magnify what surrounds you. Meditate with this gemstone to ground you, to make your wish a reality, and to align with your higher truths. I'm filming this under the influence of a Mercury retrograde, so I'm stumbling over my words a little bit. The card that you received from the Divine Circus Oracle deck is the 31st card, Crown of the Butterfly Bambini. 3 + 1 is 4, and that speaks to the Cancer-ruled house of your home and family. Home is where you live, or where you consider home to be. Family is who you share that home with. That can be your parents, your spouse, your partner, your children, your fur babies, your house guests, housemates, or roommates. It can also speak to your home's roots and foundations, or your internal roots and foundations, however you choose to see it. You are having the sun in the 4th house, along with Pluto, who's been there since like 2008, along with Mercury moving in there into the 4th house on the same day as the full moon. Okay. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. That's okay. Well, that's why I kept saying everybody's looking towards the moon. Everybody's looking towards the moon. The moon rules Cancer, and Cancer's in the 4th house, where the full moon's going to be at. It's going to be probably a struggle between your status at home and your status at work in some way. Maybe a power struggle in there some way as well for some of you. This card indicates that you are undergoing a time of radical spiritual transformation, Libra. It's a reminder that you're going to require both strength and flexibility to transform. Bend without breaking, like bamboo. Or be the water, like Bruce Lee said. This card is an acknowledgement towards your ability, your spiritual ability to transform. And it's an invitation to trust in the magnificence that you are becoming. You're literally being swept up in the transformational power of the intelligence within you. Whenever I think of the butterflies, I think of the 8th house, and that's a Scorpio house, transformation, metamorphosis, regeneration. but it's also the house of life, death, and rebirth. And just think about butterflies in themselves. You may want to look up what butterflies, spirit, totem, animal meanings mean. There may be some resonant messages for you there. But a butterfly doesn't start out as a butterfly. They go through a transformational metamorphosis process, and it's painful. They start out as a caterpillar, and then they have to seclude themselves in a very tight cocoon. And then, can you imagine what it's like to break free from that security of the cocoon, to be reborn and think you're going to fall to your death, but you fly? That has to be an amazing experience, if you truly think about it. The affirmation that goes along with this card is, it is safe for me to embrace who I am becoming, wild and beautifully free, authentically me. Libra, I hope you enjoyed this reading. If you did, please like, share, and subscribe. And if you already have, I thank you from the bottom of my very grateful heart. I'll be around for your February videos, but before I can do that, I've got to finish this series first. That means I've got to stop yammering. So I hope 2017 is treating you well. I hope that you're being kind to yourself, and I hope that you're saving some kindness for others. Because we're all going through specific battles in our world, some of us may never speak about to another living soul. Please take care of yourself, Libra. I'll see you soon, but until then, namaste, and bye, y'all.